Okay, here we go. Feet together, hands together. By the way, I'm taking a 1-month course on ageless mobility. So I will be integrating those things into our class. All sorts of mobility stuff. I'll be doing it, just integrating it into the Qigongs, maybe at the end a little bit. Because who doesn't need mobility work? We all do. Okay, begin the breathing, begin the sacred cleansing breath in through the nose, hot, audible exhale through the mouth. Remember, when you're in this feet together position, don't fight the body if it starts to move. Mine's already starting to move. It wants to. Remember, it's bamboo blowing in the breeze. Let it move. When your feet are together and you're like this, you're just this conduit between heaven energy coming in through Ba Wei, crown chakra, and earth energy coming up through the balls of the feet or bubbling wells. So you're just this conduit between those two energies. And when you think of it that way, it's just so, oh, I don't have to do anything. I just have to stand here and just take it all in. Drop the hands, relax. Put your awareness right here, right on the vagus nerve, right in heart center. More like right here. Put your awareness there. Then just turn the hands over and feel heart center open, soften, release any holdings. As soon as I open the hands like this, I just want to come closer, show you how my hands are. I'm just opening. Maybe I breathe a little bit into my palms. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. You can make little swirls while you're in this posture to wake up the Lao Gongs, those two energy gates in the hands. And just feel, be open, receive. Your head may slightly tilt upward. Mine always does. As soon as my hands open, my head just wants to go up a little bit. I think what that is third eye. It's taking in. It's energy's coming in third eye and in the palms. And if you can imagine that energy being sunlight, even better. So try to imagine the rays of the sun coming in through third eye, the palms of the hands, and just receive. Just be here. Let go of the thinking mind and drop into the body. That's where peace resides. Harmony, balance, all resides right here in the body. We have access to it at any time. And the breath is what links us. The breath links the mind with the body so we can get into that state of harmony, that state of balance. Drop the hands, turn them back over. Bend both knees. Remember, balance before you balance. Here's where this comes into play. So I'm going to balance with bent knees before I step out. I want to make sure I'm not off balance. I'm in full balance. As I'm in balanced state, I step out slowly, flat, empty foot. My right leg is now yang. My left leg is fully yin and empty. Now I sink into that yin leg. And I just, now I'm yin and yang. I'm going side to side. I'm no longer in that wu-chi posture of oneness, wholeness, the circle. Now I'm moving back and forth between a yin and yang state. And from the side to side, once I feel I've unraveled a little bit, which is up to you, you just do it until you feel, oh, I've unraveled. And then go right into forward, backwards. That rocking, that gentle rocking, lulling the body into a state of calm. And I don't know, I don't see anyone's feet, but if you can do Qigong in bare feet, wow, way better. Because if I were rocking like this with shoes on, I'm on a flat plane that's thick and unforgiving. When I'm rocking this way, everything in my foot, all the bones, all of the muscles, the fascia, all these things they all start moving. They all start kicking in. They all become active. All those little things in the foot that are not active when we're in a shoe. So whenever we practice, I don't know where you all are, but if you can be barefoot, wow, it really makes a big difference. So I'm rocking back and forth to the balls of the feet as I push against the chi, and then back to the heels and back and forth. And I just catch that momentum. The bare feet actually grip the ground and grip varying surfaces better than shoes. The shoes stop a lot of the foot from moving. They actually atrophy a lot of the foot. So since COVID, I've been trying, that's one of my things, to be more barefoot during COVID. My intention is that I want my feet to really become active and grippy, and I want to feel my toes and my feet bottoms. And I'm getting all that beautiful energy from earth, right? Because the shoes block the energy that's coming up from earth. So I'm getting all that beautiful energy, which is really good for the heart and the body, all those negative ions. But on top of that, I'm gaining balance as well, as all of these areas of my feet are now starting to become active, whereas in shoes they were not. That's one benefit of Zoom Qigong, is that we can be barefoot. And just slowly let the body just come back. We never stop abruptly. We slowly let the body, okay, and just stop. And here we go, tapping. Cup the hand, down the inside, up the outside. Shoulder blade, down the inside, up to the outside. Get in here, and I kind of do a double in here. I get my thumb underneath my collarbone and my fingers in the armpit. Notice I'm getting both areas at once. You don't have to, you can separate them. Right underneath collarbone, I get those. So this is if you're in a rush, you can kind of get both of them in there. Come to the other side, down the inside, up the outside. Shoulder blade. Armpit. If you feel a little spot, stay on it. Don't rush because I'm in a different place. Stay on it. I always wait for everybody at the end. Really get in there. You have a little spot that feels funky, wonky, stay on it. I've got a spot right here, just making little circles. Get all under here, all underneath the collarbone. Find your collarbone. This is all lymph nodes up under here. You can do it 2 at a time. And then thymus thump. Brush straight down. This is vagus nerve. Just brush right down the vagus nerve. Good. Armpit to waist. Vibrate the ribs. Up and down. Armpit to waist. Other side. Again. Gentle fists. Kidneys, adrenals. Bend forward slightly to expose them. Not too hard. Sacrum. Rub. Nice. Don't forget around the ankles, use your fingertips. I know it's hard to get the palms around the ankles. It's hard to do. So get the fingertips. Knees are bothering you? A little extra love on the knees, right here. Just getting the circulation there. Warming up the body. Other side. Gentle fist right on the quads. Hip bones. Back to Uchi. Really feel. Check in. See how you feel right here. Let the body move if it needs to. Kelp. Floating in the ocean. And we're going to do in and out through the nose, fire breath with the bouncing. Then we come back to Uchi. And at that part, we stop, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. So right now, nose only, fire breath. If you want, you can time the inhale and exhale with the rise and fall. Back to Uchi. Let the body move. Let it recalibrate. One more, bounce. Tap the heels a couple times, just here and there. Sends the energy up. Back to Uchi. Let the body move. Sink left. Push the feet together. One tension release. Squeeze. Remember this one? Inhale as you come into the posture. I'm going to inhale, and then I'm going to exhale and bleed it off with pursed lips. So here we go. Bring it in. Remember, we're going to tighten down, ratchet down, everything. Head way down to the toes. Once everything is tight, then release it. We're not looking to really hold our breath here. There is that moment where we do, but then we just tighten down, kinking the garden hose. It's flowing with water. We kink it and then release it so the chi flows. So here we go. Inhale down. Let it go. Let's do one out to the sides. Remember, wrists. Wrist one way, wrist the other way, bleed it off. Here we go. Inhale. Let the body go. Bend both knees, step out, flat empty foot, come back into Uchi posture. And we begin the flow. Whole body breathing in front of lower dantian. Inhale, open the whole body. Exhale, the body closes. Ride on the rhythm of your breath. Your breath, not mine. You're doing your own breathing, your own movement based upon your respiration rate. What's most important is here's the inhale is the opening, exhale is the closing. You want to sync that up. So if I see someone going like this, I know there's no sync, there's no connection. So the breath, we're using the breath to marry the mind with the body. Inhale. The inhale's done, hands begin to change direction, and they begin with the exhale. Exhale is done, hands change direction. Bring it up into heart. Same thing, just whole body breathing at middle dantian or heart center. So inhale, notice my body, notice my pelvis and knees, everything active. Breathing through your body, through your skin. The whole body is a lung. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Right at heart center. Let the hands get closer. Feel them connecting. Feel the palms as they make this connection with each other. As they get closer, they connect. Spinal cord breathing, same thing, right from here, go right, transition into it. Inhale, head up, look up, chest up. Exhale, round the back, sink the chest. Now, one quick thing, I shouldn't see the top of anyone's head. If I see this part of your head, or you see that in your screen, that means too much going on in the lower back. Look, you can see my forehead, but not the top of my head. So inhale. We don't want the lower back involved. This is exhale. Sink the chest, curve the back like a turtle, tuck the pelvis under, and we've got the C shape going on in the body. And then we inhale, open. Exhale, close, sink the chest, round the back. This really helps anybody who's doing Tai Chi as well, because this is bend, bow, shoot, arrow. This is working on getting the spine to do bend, bow, and as we open, shoot, arrow. Of course, we're going way open. We're going beyond shooting the arrow, but this still works the spine in that same pumping, pulsing that we want when we're doing Tai Chi. So in Tai Chi, I would just pump in this small little range of motion. Here we're doing a big range of motion because we want to work for spinal health. But either way, this works the spine to teach it how to bend the bow. And then we can use this in our form. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Next closing that you come to, close. And I want everybody to take, if this bothers your knees, I want to know, take the whole femur and the knee and the foot and turn it in a little bit. So this is not just the foot turns in, it's the femur comes with it. The whole femur, this whole femur with the foot comes in. So we're slightly pigeon-toed. What this is supposed to do actually is help us so we can rotate. See what this does? I can rotate without torquing my knees. I just want everyone to see that. Just do this motion first before we go into gazing at the moon. Super important that you know that it's the whole, when I say pigeon toe, so what somebody could do is leave their femur here and just pigeon toe from the knee down. That's not it. It's the whole, from here, the whole femur, the whole thing, pigeon toes, the whole thing. Look at it. So from here down to the ground, down to the foot. And I pigeon toe them just a little bit. And this helps me. Just see, feel this. This should feel good. This should not feel, there should be no pain. If you have any pain, if this bothers your knees at all, then we do a variation. You keep your feet forward, parallel to each other, and you don't twist as much when we're doing gazing at the moon. You just keep it a little bit, you do it a little bit less because you don't want to torque the knees. Never want to torque the knees. So for those of you who are comfortable, give me a little bit of turn in. This one, little turn in. And then close, just like we were before. Closing down, spinal cord breathing. And then turn and look, gaze at the moon. Look through your hands. Close, pump the spine. Open, gaze at the moon the other side. Close, open. Notice, so the pigeon toeing not only helps with the knees, the twisting, it also helps you so you folded the quad. When I'm gazing at the moon to the left, my left quad is folding. When I'm gazing at the moon to the right, my right quad is folding. So what am I doing? I'm pumping the groin. The quad is the groin. I'm pumping the groin. So I'm pumping my lymphatic system while I'm doing this movement, and I'm energizing and working the spine. Remember, I was saying there's 4 movements of the spine for spinal health. We did 2 with spinal cord breathing. These are the other 2, right here. Ooh, that was a nice adjustment. The more you do this, the more your spine is likely to begin adjusting on its own. And come to the center. Slowly let the hands drop. Slowly, slowly. Never come out of anything fast. Nice and slow. Scoop up the chi, washboard. Push it down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Turn the hands over. Push down. Exhale. Once I start the Qigong, I'm breathing through my nose. Inhale. Exhale, push down. Breathe down in past the chest, into the belly. Next one, let the hands settle back into the Wu Chi. Slowly down, slowly. Step out. Horse stance. My toes are out a little bit. They're not out in like a plie. They're just out a little bit on an angle. Up and down. And work those. Just warm these up a little bit for our next part. You can come down on the inside of the knees and around and just warm that up. Come into high horse stance. Back to Wu Chi, but in high horse stance. Palms, laogongs, rooting into earth, feet rooting into earth. Scoop up some chi, and we're doing parting clouds. Pull it up the center line. Back of the hands come together. Show you up to close. So we come up. Back of the hands. Turn them over. Part the clouds. And we'll be doing rise and root. Watch. Rise. Inhale. Turn the hands over. Part the clouds. Root. Exhale. Come down. Rise and root. Keep that in mind. Rise. Root. I'll show you from the side. Rise. Up the center. And the hands come up like 2 dragons coming out of the water. They turn over and then they root. Side view. How far down you come on the exhale and the root, it's up to you. Work at your capacity. You can come down just a little bit. That's plenty. The coming in deep into deep horse stance, that happens with time on its own. Don't force it. Just happens in time as your legs get stronger. You'll find you'll just naturally go deeper. But don't force it to get there. You don't need to force it. Next one, hands come down. Just go the other way. Scoop out to the sides. Come over top. This is called pulling the heavens down. As my hands get close to my body, the palms turn inwards. Same breathing as before. Inhale up. Exhale down. Feel as the hands wand through the body. They're wanding in front of the body. Feel that sensation. If you want, close your eyes even. So you take your eyes out of the equation and the other senses are enhanced. But feel that. Feel the hands wanding through your auric field. Oh, it should feel good. There's this unwinding going on. Even when you come down, you may want to turn a little bit side to side. Look how my body just wants to turn and unravel, uncoil itself. One more. Still doing rise and root. On the next one, don't root down, don't come down, just let the hands wand through. Walk the feet in. Hands are in Uchi. Rooting into earth. Feet are now walked into parallel. Check your feet. Make sure they're parallel to each other. Remember, parallel feet opens Ming Men. Remember, the sacrum is an anchor. This is the sacrum up, and I've got this Ming Men is closed. Sacrum down. Release it. See the difference? Ming Men opens up. So remember, sacrum down, like an anchor in a boat. Hands, palms, rooting into earth, like a tree. You're like a tree when you're holding this posture, rooting into earth. Keep one hand down and mirror me if you can, meaning just do the same arm that you see as if you were looking at me in a mirror. It's easier that way. One arm root, other arm up. This is heaven and earth press. Palms away from each other, pushing. Feel the stretch. Feel the stretch here. Look at the top hand. After you look at it, now uncoil. Turn the palms towards each other. See, palms are towards each other, making a big beach ball here. Palms pass each other. As they pass each other, pinkies kiss. That's how you know. Pinkies kiss. That's how you know which hand is on the inside and which is on the outside. Press. Palms away. Release. Look up. Release. Palms towards each other. Make the ball. Imagine you're squishing this big beach ball, and then the hands move so that they can pass each other. Pinkies kiss. And then unravel the body. Look up. Come down. Release. Coil the body like a dragon. Palms, pinkies kiss. Now palms turn away from each other, pressing into heaven and earth. Release, coil, pinkies, uncoil. You may notice on this one, if you really start getting the stretching and that coiling, see, I'm coiling. Look at all this. I want you to see this. Coiling, uncoiling. I'll show you from the side. Coiling. Look how my body is coiling up. It's wrapping. like a dragon, and then it's uncoiling up. I'm going to leave it on side view for a moment. So I want you to see this coiling and uncoiling. Don't be surprised if you don't get an adjustment here from this coiling and uncoiling in the spine. I just had one. And relax. Bring the arms back down. Good. Toes out. Yin-yang arms. Rise as the arms move like clock arms, and then sink as the arms settle into yin-yang. Notice my arms are forming yin-yang symbol. Rise. Root. Again, how deep you go, don't push it. You could just do this a little bit. Watch. Root. Rise. Watch what I'm doing. Very little, couple inches. Root. Rise. Root. Rise. If your legs are feeling strong today, root. Rise. Root deeper. Rise. Palms are away. I've got one palm up and one down as I come into the root. Palm up, palm down. One more. Come up. Just let the top hand slowly come down to meet the bottom hand. Hands on quads. Put your hands right here and feel free to use them. We're going to be doing the Tiger Wags His Tail, which is from the 8 Brocades Medical Qigong series, which I love too. We did another one from there. That's from the 8 Brocades as well. I always integrate some of these into what we're doing. I think they're really worthy. And they make you stronger too, aside from all the medical benefits that you're getting within the internal organs. Each one of the 8 brocades hits different internal organs, deals with fire in the body, and all sorts of other things. So just rub the legs a little bit. I know we're getting sore. We're going to come out of horse in the next posture. Breathe, catch your breath. Put your hands here, brace them. This should not be any strain on the lower back. Just use your hands. We're going to come down one side, table, and then come up the other side. Remember, we still face that corner. So you guys are in the center of my room. I'm going corner, down, across, corner. And then I'm staying towards that corner. I'm looking towards that corner, and then I come back down, across, and I stay towards this. So I'm going corner to corner, and I'm staying tilted in that direction towards the corner, my upper body. So here we go. Tilting towards this corner first. Use your hands, come down. The booty comes out a little bit. The tush, I know it comes out. That's okay. That's how it should. Come across like a table, up the other side. Keep looking towards this corner. Down. Table back. Back parallel to earth. Come up. Again, until you get stronger with this, it's totally fine to lean on your hands. Now my hands are down by my knees. Wherever you have to put your hands to support yourself, do it. It's fine. What you'll find is you do it less and less. Stay in the corner. When you come up, stay towards the same corner you came up, and then go down the same way. Come across and up. Down. Table. Up. One more. You'll have strong legs in my class. And up. Come up to center. Walk the feet in slowly. We're going to do this clock. Watch me do this one first. I don't really know that I do this one a lot. I don't know that I brought it into class. Watch what we're gonna do here. But so I'm gonna be bent over in a second. So just watch me do one rotation and then you can join in. So what I do is I'm back to parallel, I'm back to shoulders width, shake your legs out. Actually, it's halfway, so take a sip of water or tea, please. Good. If you need to stretch your legs out, do it. It's totally fine. Do what you need to do. This is like a clock. Okay, watch me do this one first. I drop my shoulder down. Then the rest of my, watch out, I'm like a doll. Then I drop my other shoulder, this one. Then I come down, my head relaxes. My head is now pointing towards earth. I come across, and then this shoulder comes up. But again, I'm just like a rag doll. And back. Let me show you from the side first. Remember, when I'm coming up, we come up the same way no matter. Whenever we bend over in Qigong, I have noticed we always come up the same way, which is just bending the knees, tucking and rolling the pelvis under so we roll the spine up. Never any strain on lower back. Let me show you from this way. Right shoulder comes down, left shoulder follows. I'm like a rag doll. I come across, right in the bottom there, through the legs, and then I come up the other side. We're just gonna do 2 to each side. That's it, 2. Here we go, relax the body. You're gonna grow to love this one, I promise. Let's go. Drop, come with me, the same, mirror me. Mirror me. Drop the shoulder. Same shoulder drops as leg. The other shoulder now drops. I'm bending my knees, booty out a little bit, head towards earth. I come across from my one foot to the other foot, and now the inner shoulder comes up, and I scoot under. Oh, it should feel really good. One more, 2 to each side. Come down again, you're like a rag doll. Come across from one foot to the other foot. When you hit the other foot, you can start coming up. Good. Whew. Let the body move. To the opposite way. Let the shoulder dip down. The other shoulder, arms long hanging. My arms are not doing nothing. Head towards earth, top of head. Come across from one foot to the other foot. You can drag the hands. And then come up the other side. Tuck the pelvis under. And then go right back down. Bend the knees, protect the lower back, come across. Up the other side. You see your legs are working here too. Wise owl. Open the hands, turn to one direction. Open the hands, and then come to forward, center, close, turn the hands over. Other side, open the hands, turn the head. We're not twisting the body. This is all neck. This is wise owl looks behind. Come to center, open hands, just turn at the neck. Body stays towards the front. Hands turn over. Open the hands, look to the other side. Hands turn over. Come to the front, just relax. Twisting teacups. Remember, bend. Bend as the hands come through. Bend. Bend as the hands come past the kidneys. Out to the sides. Out to the sides. Then they come in the front. Bend back a little bit. Over top, like 2 lassos. I've got 2 lassos right here. Remember, we're making 2 figure eights. 2 figure eights, one with each arm. Nice and slow. Try to keep your hands, the palms up. The palms can go this way or this way. And we spill a little tea, that's fine, but we don't want to go this way. Then we spill all the tea. So palms have to stay up. Let me go nice and slow. Palms up. Figure out a way to do it. Bend forward, come around, bend backwards as they come overhead. Here we go. Nice and slow. Overhead, palms up, palms up. Pass the kidneys around, out. Serve the tea. Stop and serve tea. Great place to transition is where you're serving the tea. And reverse it. Figure eights, but the other way. Now, how do you know? Oh, I can't remember. Well, now I'm going past the kidneys this way, serving the tea. That's how you know you switched it up. Use the kidneys. Which way you're passing through the kidneys. Now I'm passing this way. Before I was passing this way. Now I'm passing forward. Bend over. Serve the tea. Serve the tea. One more of these. You can make them smaller. Land them right here. Good. Punch. Get in a little bit of a horse stance. Open the toes. Just open the toes a little bit. Just out a little bit. Punch. Imagine somebody's your height and you're punching them right into the sternum. Straight on into the sternum. Open. Here we're doing some neurological stuff. Open. Grab. Bend the wrist, fingers down, fingers towards earth. One finger at a time, starting with pinky. Next finger, next, next, next. Thumb. Thumb is last. Pull, push. Feel that pull, push. Open. One finger at a time and pull, push. Open, fingers towards me. Fingers grab, fingers towards earth. Elbow is bent. Check it out. Elbow bent. One finger at a time. Pull, push. I'm in a soft horse stance here. So I feel it in my legs, but not as much as if I were in a deep horse stance. Open. Grab, pull, push. Open. Open. Grab. Fingers towards earth, one at a time. Last one. Bring it in, come into a high horse stance, bring the hands out. I'm back into parallel, neutral stance, parallel. Shoulders width. You all know this one, but we gotta work it. This is neurological mastery, what we're doing here. Notice what I'm doing, figure eights with the hands, nice and slow. Well, if you're just starting, don't add the fingers. Just get the hands going in 2 figure eights in the air. In fact, you can draw them. Here's the inner parts of the loop of the figure eight. Here's the outer loop of the figure eight. Draw it. Draw it in the air. So that's beginner. That's layer 1 or unit 1 is to draw it in the air. The next unit is to let the hands be a part of it now. Let the hands in. Not using the fingers, that's layer 3. This is basic unit number 2. Just now add the hands. After you draw it in the air, that's number 1. Move the hands, that's number 2. Fingers, number 3. Watch, fingers close, fingers open. This is all now, I'm getting it to neurological mastery, where we're getting the mind to tell the body to do these movements. And it takes a while. We have amnesia in some parts of our body, and we just need to wake it up again. Open, stop, draw in the air the other way. Going the other way now, just draw it in the air. Basic unit number 1, just draw the figure 8s in the reverse direction in the air. Making new neurological connections, the better we get with these movements. Add the hands, not the fingers yet. Layer 2, just the hands. For those who've been doing this for a while, add the fingers. If this is new to you, do not add the fingers. That's the last layer. That's the advanced level. Just wait. I didn't add the fingers right away. I did this in all 3 levels. First, all I did was draw them. That's all I did. I didn't add the fingers. All right, wrists. Now just plain old wrist circles. Now we're just oiling the joints. Oiling the joints. Reverse it. This is getting so much better for me. I used to really be, if you feel it's not making a circle and it's glitchy, got to work on it. I was glitchy when I first started this. Now I'm so much smoother. My circles are getting smoother. So you'll see, if you were to see me at the beginning and now, you'd see a huge difference. If they're glitchy, it's just a breakdown between the mind and the body. Elbows. But as we do this, the more we do it, and you can do it while you're watching TV, you can just do this while you're watching TV, but the more you do it, I do it sometimes when I'm walking through the neighborhood. People must think I'm nuts. But you can do these things in your everyday life and new neurological connections in the brain, new neural networks are being made. And before you know it, you're like, oh gosh, that thing that was so hard for me to do is now suddenly easy. Reverse it. Elbows floating. It's surprising. It's like I always say to you guys, I cheat. I do things for like a couple of months or 2 or more before I bring things into class. So it looks like it's easy, but I went through that period of glitching and trying to figure out how to get my body to do this movement. Arms out, gentle fists. Walk the shoulders. Walk. Walk from shoulder blade. Get into, take your mind. Now we're not in shoulder, we're not here. We're in the blade. Back here, put your mind in it. Walk forward. Walk the other one forward. Notice when one walks forward though, one naturally just comes back. Just naturally happens. Let it happen. It's what you want. Walk the shoulders. Walk. Remember I always say, shoulder blades and ribs lock up as we age. So we're going to move the shoulder blades and unlock them. And as we move shoulder blades, we're massaging heart and lungs. That's why doing this, you may find you get a little winded. Yes, I do too. And then try to make it smooth. Why? Because you are moving the lungs. The lungs and the ribs are very much engaged. Walk the shoulders back, back, back. So first we do it slow, one at a time. Back, back. Then we try to smooth it out. Look how when it smooths it out, look what's going on here. All this stuff, all that stuff's happening. And relax. Okay, hips. After we do this one and we end class, I want everybody to pay attention to their gait. And maybe next week, if you could remember, tell me if you feel a difference in your gait. I certainly do. This is not just the hip circles, although we will do those next. But this is a little different. This is figure eights. It's called infinity hips because we're making an infinity sign with our hips, and we're going to break it down. I have a wall here and a wall here, imaginary walls, okay? I'm going to take this hip, follow me, mirror me. And I'm going to swing it out to the upper, out, forward. I've got this wall and I want to clean the wall with my hip. So just brush it back against the wall. So let me show you from the side. It goes forward, here's the wall, brush it against the wall. Brush it back against the wall. Now I have a wall here. This hip comes forward, brush the wall. This hip comes forward, brush against the wall. Just imagine that wall. You're cleaning the wall with your hip. The whole length of it. The whole time I'm going back, I'm cleaning the wall. Notice what it's forcing me to do. Forward, backwards. Forward, backwards. I'm making infinity signs. It's exactly what's happening, or figure eights, whatever, however you want to look at it. You can put your hands on your hips. That helps to give you some proprioceptive feedback. So this one is hip forward. Nice and slow. Don't rush this. You know why? If you go slower, you allow for more of the fascia and the tendons and the muscles to get a stretch. If we fly through this, we don't give anything enough time to get a stretch. That's why slow is key. Come back. Neutral. Back to neutral. So here we go. Now we're doing the opposite way. Hip, instead of the hip forward, hip back towards this corner. Hip back. Clean the wall. Move it forward. Now this hip back. Here's the wall. Clean the wall. Hip back. Clean the wall. Move it forward. Hip back. Clean the wall as you move it forward. Again, you can keep your hands there so you can feel what you're doing, giving your brain proprioceptive feedback if you're doing it right. And then once you feel like, oh, I got it, then let it go a little bit. Now let it go. Oh, let it flow. Let it go. Let it flow. There's a lot to that. Whenever we let something go, we come back to flow. Good. Now just regular old hip circles. Lead with the hips. Let the head come along for the ride. The head goes the opposite of where the hips are. These are just regular hip circles. I know I've explained before that we need to stretch in a linear fashion. The reason is, or I'm sorry, in a circular fashion, not in a linear. The reason is, and you can reverse that, is when we stretch in a linear fashion, it still allows for one thing to be shorter and one thing to be longer. One contracted, one loose. That's what linear allows your body to stay in. But when we go in circles, we stretch in circles, now we have a hub. And we've got an equal diameter around that hub to stretch from. So what you'll find is that if you had something that was longer and something that was shorter, it starts to balance itself out. A lot of people you'll see, you may have friends who, this was my dad, he always perpetually had one shoulder was lower than the other. Check yourself in the mirror. If you've got one shoulder lower than the other, that's something we need to work on, right? And stretching and moving in circles, here, keep with this. You've got one shoulder lower than the other. Look what I'm doing. I'm stretching my shoulder area with circles. Stop and back. Forward. Good. Cross the hands. Neck circles. So stretching like this in circles allows the imbalances of the body, maybe something longer, something loose, something tight. So the loose thing is longer, right? And the tight thing is shorter. So this allows them to come back into alignment and balance. Reverse it. Head to one side. Cross fiber massage. This is one of my favorites. I do this quite often at home. Let gravity take it, just letting gravity take it. Oh, when you're ready, other side. I'm just grabbing and pulling down, pulling down. You know this one? Just a stretch, we're not adjusting the spine, we're just stretching the spine. One hand is in the back, behind my head, just grabbing my head. And the other one is the back of my hand on the cheek. I'm turning in the direction of the hand on the cheek, that elbow. Think of it this way. The hand on the cheek is pointing in the direction, the elbow is pointing in the direction that I'm turning. So hand on cheek, elbow points in the direction of the turn. It's a good way to remember it. Other side. Again, other hand on cheek, elbow points in the direction that I'm turning on. Now let's counter some of that texting or reading neck. Shoulders up, look up. Drop the shoulders, look forward. Shoulders up, look up. Drop the shoulders, look forward. One more, shoulders up, look up. Drop the shoulders, look forward. Back to Wu Chi, and we'll just wrap it up with a little bit of Tai Chi arms. Or you also know this one as the first of the spinal Qigongs. This is one of my favorite go-to Qigongs. Very calming, great way to end your session. This can be your whole session. You can just do Tai Chi arms for your whole session. You can just do tap, bounce, do a little bit of the whole body breathing to sync up your breath. And then you could immediately just drop into 20 or so of these. You don't need to count, but 20 or so, 20 seems to be the magic number. But you can do 30, 40, it doesn't matter. And that can be, but I would say at least 20. And I don't count, but you have an idea of what 20 is. Just go with it. When you're coming up, imagine you've got strings on the tops of your wrists, pulling your arms up and out as they come over the top. And as I come down, I feel my elbows, wrists, fingers pulling down. As I'm also tucking the pelvis, bending the knees, come up, strings pulling me up from the heavens. I come over the top, over, elbows, wrists, fingers. Notice at the top, the fingers do point up, connecting with Ba Wei, and then they come down. Wrist stop, fingers keep going till they point up, connect with Ba Wei or crown chakra, then down. And notice the tops of my wrists never come higher than the tops of my shoulders. I say that because on video, it looks different. It may look like I'm going higher. I think it does, but I never come up. My top of the wrist never leaves the top of my shoulder. They stop, but the hands continue to come up. Again, that's neurological mastery right there. Going nice and slow, watch, letting the hands slowly come up and down. Rest the hands. Back to Wu Chi. If anyone wants to practice that one, by the way, at home for neurological, sit in your chair at home while you're watching TV and start doing this stuff. Just holding your hand and slowly, if you feel a glitch or a shake anywhere, then you've got to do this more. It's just neurological. It's just a glitch between the brain and the body. I had glitches, I've worked through them. Nice and slow. So something that you can really do at home and master, slow. This is just, I'm taking the form and I'm dissecting it. If there's a glitch or a shake or a pause, work on it. It'll smooth out. It's amazing the way it'll smooth out. Come back to Ujjayi. Feel yourself grounding, rooting into earth. Shift all the weight left. Load the left leg. Push off. Grab the chi around you. Feet together. Hands, palms like shower heads. Bathing the body in a sea of chi. Feel your hands should feel warm now. As they come down and float, they get closer to the body. The hands turn in. Feel the hands turn in and they just wand through your auric field. Should feel very centering and balancing. Remember, you've got golden ball here, so go around the ball. One for mind, one for body. Nice and slow. Really enjoy this. Sometimes I close my eyes when I'm doing this one. When you remove your eyes from the equation, your other senses are heightened. So you'll wind up feeling more. And you can't screw this one up, so why not just close your eyes and just enjoy it. The last one is hard. One for mind, one for body. On the one for heart, the palms come together and they just come straight down. Don't miss this one, straight down through the auric field, but palms together. Right back to heart center. Thank you.